Hello,
Oh,
everyone. Hello, everyone. It's lovely to see you all. Today, I'll be talking about homeopathic remedies for travel. Knowing about homeopathy will empower you with natural alternatives for optimal health, a quicker recovery, and support your overall well-being. And whether you're new to homeopathy or a seasoned user, this presentation is an invaluable resource and checklist for your next adventure for sure. A little bit about myself. Next slide, please. Okay, next slide, please. A little bit about myself. My name is Martina Gallagher, and I'm a third-year student of homeopathy, and I'm about to graduate. And this is just a disclaimer that we're not treating any specific condition or disease here today. And you can see I'm all about eating my fruits and veggies and keeping the immune system as strong as possible. But sometimes that is simply not enough. And especially when traveling, you may not have access to the same resources. So it's always good to have more solutions on hand. And this is where homeopathy is just amazing. Next slide, please. With over 25 years of experience as a health educator, my journey into homeopathy began during my first pregnancy 14 years ago, when I decided I needed simpler tools to treat whatever crosses my path. And my husband will confirm to you that even going on a simple camping trip with me meant I had to bring food and gadgets for all the what ifs in life that could happen to us. It drove him crazy, especially because he had to schlep it all, like on top of, all the items you need to bring when you have small children. It was such a great relief knowing that a well put together homeopathic kit and some basic knowledge of homeopathy will simplify and replace so much that I used to believe in before. And embracing the role of a devoted mother, I immersed myself in self-study, and that evolved into like me being like a go-to resource in my community for those seeking alternative approaches to their children's health. And my teenage boys, they have been under nurturing care of homeopathy throughout their entire lives. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Travel is a meaningful way to bond with loved ones, explore new cultures, foods, scents, also to gain new perspectives. Some may visit old friends or make new friends, and travel can be recreational or educational, and some travel for work. And you can travel by car, bus, plane, ship. You can go on a camping trip or backpacking, hiking, or you can take a bicycle tour. You can go to the mountains, lakes, to the sea, or sightseeing. So there are many, many ways to travel. Next slide, please. And when it comes to travel, we all have our must-have items that we pack in our suitcase. Socks, underwear, toothbrushes, headphones, phone chargers, sunglasses, and your travel kit could look like this. Obviously, you want to add specific individualized remedies that you know that only you respond well to, and make sure you always have them handy. And if you tend to, so for example, if you tend to spike very high fevers, for which belladonna can be a very helpful homeopathic medicine, then definitely bring that belladonna with you. And pictured, you see like a small remedy kit that I put together years ago for my children, which they always take along when they go somewhere without me. Obviously with detailed instructions, but in the meantime, they're pretty good actually knowing how to apply all the basic remedies. And what you put in your kit depends on where you are going. For example, a trip to India, in that case, you might need remedies, where your digestive tract may be affected more than when you go to other areas, because the food and the water are different. If you go on a skiing trip with your family, you might worry more about injuries. And or let's say you go to tropical islands, in that case, you need to watch out for sunstrokes and sunburns. Next slide, please. And here I put like a list together for you of remedies that I would take with me, and I pretty much always have with me. And I'll go more into detail on many of them in the next few minutes. And you'll see I highly recommend to pack the arnica and calendula gel or cream for external conditions, as well as the actual remedy in a higher potency, because they always come handy. Arnica, like the gel, is really good for topical use on intact skin. That's really important. You don't want to put it, never apply arnica into like an open wound. And it gives relief of pain from bruising or trauma, or also to reduce muscle soreness. It reduces inflammation and swelling. And the calendula gel, that is often used on open wounds and minor skin irritations due to its healing properties. Calendula is commonly known also as marigold, and it has been traditionally used for its anti-inflammatory and antiseptic and wound healing properties. So it's really good for minor burns, cuts, scrapes, and insect bites. Next slide, please. And so here, remedies chosen based on, so homeopathic remedies are always chosen based on symptoms presenting. And here are the main first aid remedies. I already mentioned arnica, which is our biggest trauma remedy, used for bruises, fractures, soreness. Usually it's people are worse to touch. Oh yeah, I already mentioned, do not apply the gel to the open wounds. And arnica, you definitely want to use, let's say your child or you have a bad fall, or even fall from a tree, or you fall while skiing and you have a concussion. Arnica is definitely your go-to remedy. In that case, you would really need it like strong, like in a higher potency, maybe a 1M. And you might need the aconite too for the shock. Then calendula is really good for the minor cuts. It disinfects.
Just 2 minutes, heads up.
Thank you. It avoids infection. It stops bleeding. It supports skin to build new tissue. It reduces scarring, helps with rashes and skin irritations, and also good for minor sunburn. And then the Brionier is really good for like rib fractures. So that would be, for example, what every cough or laugh or sneeze or move, like you have like this tremendous pain in the rib area. So in that case, Brionier would be indicated right away instead of arnica. Otherwise, you would often start with arnica, also in case of a fracture, and then follow it up with the Brionier, especially if there's like that sharp pain when you move. And then Hypericum is
1
like
minute.
wonderful nerve pain remedy. It's really good for shooting pains, crushed fingers and toes, and tailbone injuries. Next slide, please. And these are remedies for wounds, cuts, stings, and bites. Really good is Apis, made from the bumblebee. It's really good for red hot, swollen, and puffy injuries due to bites, stings. It usually burns. So it would be like your bee sting, your snake bite. It can be also good for UTIs, for allergic reactions, hives, swollen eyelids, and then you have ledum, which is also referred to as the homeopathic tetanus sometimes.
Thank you so much, Martina. That is your 10-minute ding ding.
Oh, it was already 10 minutes? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
I know it goes by so quickly. Thank you so much, Martina. Give her a round of applause.